Hi everyone. Today I have Sayantika with me. She's a good friend, and we are part of multiple communities. That's how we know each other. So she's going to talk about what her journey has been when she was in college, and how much hard it was for her to look for a job or look for the right kind of courses when she was stepping out of the college. So she can share her experience, and I'm sure this is going to benefit a lot of students. Over to you, Sayantika. Please introduce yourself and share about what you have to share.
Hi everyone. Hope you are coping up well with the quarantine diaries right now and you are shaping up your health as well. So, a little bit about me. So, I am a backend developer currently working with Continual Engine. Apart from that, I'm a part of Django Software Foundation board where we help other communities to build up their Django and if they have any events that they want to run. So, if you are planning something, then I can definitely pitch in. Bringing in that, it's not gonna be very technical. It's gonna be more about what are the choices that you can make, what are the right choices that you can make right from your college diaries, and then cope up soon to your career where you can accomplish a lot better, even though you have not trained yourself well. So starting up which I'll start up with the confusion that you have during your college days. So right now when I go to LinkedIn, I see that there are ample of opportunities, scholarships, courses that you are there, but it's very difficult to choose the one particular course that fits your interest. What we tend to do is like, okay, whatever is coming in our hand, let's take it up. We take it up multiple scholarships. We spend days filling those application form, and at the end we see that we are jack of many but the master is nowhere, so we are master of none. So we lack a confidence when we go into a final year and we see that okay, so I know a little bit of Python, I know a little bit of app development, I know React, I know web development, I also know React Native and whatnot. I know 2% of everything but not like 5% of something which is in depth. So this is what I'm going to talking about. To be at least master of one skill that you have, that will shape up your thinking, that will shape up your own personality, and you are confident about that, and you are not just 1% of everything but you are a whole of something. So coming up that, I'll start about say a student who is her first year or second year, and it she or he comes out of the college to see a lot of hackathons that's happening, and then you see okay, this hackathon matched my interest, so it's a IoT hackathon. So next you go and jump into something, say this is Android and this is amazing, so this is organized by a very cool company and it will look good on my CV. But you actually don't like the technology, but you would want to just jump into it because of your friends maybe are going into it, because you just want to know what's it all about. That's completely good and fine. You want to explore them. So being exploring is a very good part, but the one thing that you should keep in mind is that when you explore, you should also validate yourself. After going for a hackathon, after making a project, or after going through a course, take some time off, validate yourself, test yourself, say, are am I good in that? Do I want to actually pursue my next few steps in my career in the same technology that I'm doing? So it should not be, talking more about a technical front, but it should not be just technical. It can be anything that you like. So I'll talk about more about how I shaped my career and how I talked about it. What are the three main pillars that stands behind me, and just follow them blindly because it made a lot of sense to me after I got to know them. So first is that you never ever blindly pursue any hackathon or any course or any kind of project. You should know the purpose behind it, why you want to do. Will it have an impact on you? will does it act, do you actually like it? And then we follow the next part, that is building up the skill set and then implementing the same. So I call it as LKI rule. First is, do you actually like it? If you don't like it, there is no point of actually pursuing it further. So, for example, a person is amazing in designing, like amazing. She or he is very good in UI UX and can design the flows and how it shapes up. But suddenly, due to maybe the lack of opportunities or lack of awareness, she or he just shifts to something like ML, which is very trendy, which is up in market, and everyone wants to call themselves as a ML or AI engineer. But at the end, what do you see? The person is not able to cope up with in that field because her interest is lying in the designing field. So this is what I'm talking about. So if you don't like something, please don't pursue it to a greater extent where you cannot actually come back from it. During your college, it make sure at least you align your interest with your goals. If you have that interest in your mind, align them, and then shift to the next part of it. Next coming into is K. So I told you about LKI. So there are three pillars. So now I'm gonna talk about K. What is K? K is the knowledge front. So now when you have some interest, say you have good interest in designing, now you test yourself by taking a small portions and chunks of multiple ideologies, multiple projects, or a very basic stand of a basic project that you can just take it up and say, okay, I am gonna design something on this front and let's see how it goes. Then you start designing and you are getting more and more involved into it. Just not the task that has been given to you, you come with a next further step that shows that you're just not interested in it. You can also visualize it to the future. You have the vision to take it to the next level. Now you come up with the next solution of it. Okay, this is the next part of it, this is the next part of it. Now you have certain ample knowledge. Having 100% knowledge is very ideal case, and it is said that you should not always depend on having the 100% knowledge, but at least some knowledge that you are confident with. So then you come with the last part, that is implementation. You gain the knowledge that you wanted to gain. Now you validate yourself. You take up the real world implications of what it is, how it can be done, what are the steps that I can take. Work with professionals in the form of internships or in the form of industrial exposure, which we call it as. And then you validate yourself, or your ideas, your vision, are they matching to it? You might fail a lot of time in the third stage because it's not very easy to actually come up with something which is very sustainable on a long run, which is very okay. It's okay to fail, but it's not okay to repeat those mistakes again and again, which caused you to fail the last time. So make sure you accumulate all the failures that you have and not take it to the next stage. Stop it right there. There might be new failures, there might be new circumstances under which you might fail, but that is completely fine. You're learning a lot, and failing it in a certain early stage helps you to shape up even better when you are in your, say, mid career, or in your very early career stage, mid career, on a senior level career stage. So you have those in my mind that yes, I failed due to this reason and I won't commit it again. So a very streamlined flow. You should like it, you should have some knowledge to it, and then you validate using the industrial exposure part. And if this three aligns completely, then you are the one of the most, I would say, luckier ones who is able to align the interest to the goals and then pursue as a career. Most of the folks whom I have talked to have not able to do that, and because it's too late for them, it's now it's in the mid career stage, or they are in a very senior level stage, they cannot come back, but it's never late to do anything. You can definitely go back and forth, understand what ideologies you have, and then communicate to the people. Make sure you do the networking part a lot well in your early stages. Make sure that you make friends, or you make network that lasts for a long time, just not by LinkedIn. Maybe you can also go for offline events that are very popular. Not right now, we are definitely concentrating on the online part of it, but yeah, on a long run it's possible that you meet people who shape up your thinking as well, which is very important. And never be a trend follower. Following just the trend because it's something a wider audience is capable of pursuing is not a smart move. There can be multiple opportunities, multiple options that you can take in your life, and you will fail a lot. I would say I have failed 99% of my times, and just that 1% is what's still keeping me going. And that 1% plus hope, I would say, that it will work out. There is nothing that doesn't work out if you are trying. If you are trying, it will definitely work out. But if you stop trying, if you say that I have failed already, then it's not the failure that's stopping you, it's your mindset. So make sure you have that mindset of a hustler that keeps on hustling in the entire journey. And then definitely you will come out with a ray of hope. So it might sound like a little dramatic, but yeah, it is important. I might tell you, parents might tell the same thing, and then your loved ones and the friends might also say the same thing, but you don't want to believe it because you feel that there are people around you who are luckier than you, who got it in one shot, and you are not able to get it in one shot. But you are not at all focusing on the journey that you have. That person might not have the same experience of the journey that you have. You have the journey, you have the goal, you have the vision. You are 10x luckier than anyone, I would say. So never focus on the end goal. The end fruit is just a, say, a 10% of the entire hard work that you're putting in. Rest all stays in how you pursue it, how your experiences are shaping up, how the mindset is shaping up. Do you have the mindset of helping others once you have reached that particular goal? Do you want to one day help or make sure the society benefits from your inventions? These are the mindset that shapes the mentality of a person, and that is 10x, or I would say 100x more beneficial, and you are more lucky than anyone else. Just don't focus on your others success or your failure. Always it's the journey that takes the line. It's all about journey and just not about the two poles, the two end poles, which we already know what we call them. So again, now you might be coping up with lots of stress because there is a lack of hiding activities, and they have might have just made it shallow for now time being. And that is completely understood that most of the current graduates must be facing the same anxiety about what will be happening post they graduate. And I would say it's definitely one that you should be thinking a lot about it, but don't let it overcome your mindset. Always try to do what you are thinking. Like, how were you functioning right before this pandemic came into picture? You should function the same way, except you should change the ways you would want to function now. Do make sure that your basics are strong enough. It's not a myth. It's not a it's just it is just very important to have your basics right. Implementation part is definitely, the industrial exposure would come later, but your basics should be right. If you're studying today something about Python list, you should not just stop at it. You should know about list of list, string representation of list of dictionaries, everything that can be learned about dictionaries and that can be implemented using lists. So it's just one part that I'm talking about. Your basic should be very good. Make sure whenever you see a question, you see that okay, this is the data structure that can definitely solve the problem, and then you go, okay, this is the algorithm that I can pursue, the next step. The third step comes into picture where you talk about, okay, this is the flow that it should be. Fourth step, okay, the code has been done, but I can improve my code, improve my time complexity or space complexity that has been involved. And at the end, you come together and make it into a end-to-end product, which involves frameworks or which involves any technology that you might want to pursue in. So these are the steps you should break it down and do. Don't try to do everything all together. I want to learn about it, I want to implement it, I want to do this, I want to do that as well. And at the end, you are completely stuck and you are confused. So to get out of the confusion, make sure you break it into different modules, different subparts, and pursue it one by one, assimilate it, absorb it, and then move it to the second part. So that's some suggestions that I'm giving. But you have something better, a better approach, please feel to implement them. Just don't be stuck what I'm telling you. It's all about my experiences. Do implement what you would want to in your future and how you would want to do it. So next step comes into, and you have the knowledge, you have pursued your career to a greater extent. Now it comes to the point where you would want to meet other people and involved in communities. So communities are a vital part, I would say, where you just don't get to meet a lot of people, but it also meet people who are of the same interest. I would say till today, I have met a lot of people through meetups, hackathons, and conferences, and they are still one of my few of my best friends that I have right now, and we always have each other's back. So that's my achievement, I would say. So you can also look upon it and see if those conferences or hackathons matches your interest, and then you further go on. So I hope that it would have not been a very boring session from my end, and you guys must have understood what it is important to be involved in communities and have your basics right, and what is it to be have the interest aligned to your goals. And if you have the rules LKI in your mind, please make sure that you pursue it. It would help you on a very long run. And that's all I have. If you have any questions, I guess I would take it up later part of the webinar. And that's it from my end. Thank you so much. And thanks, Vandana.
Hey, Santika, I have something to say. You remember we were talking about one of the posts that I posted, like um, we wanted to have something for students. Like there are sponsorships available, there are so many activities that they can do. They can do online learning. So they end up taking all of it and they don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Can you share your experience with that?
So I would say I have been a big, massive failure in part of the. I've done the same thing. I've taken up everything that I could take up, right from any technology to anything that comes online, and that's where I blew up myself also. So if you should not do it first, if you are aligned to a particular technology, if you want to pursue something in say X technology, make sure you take up only X part of it. Validate yourself. If you have validated yourself and you got your interests aligned to it, then move on to X square part, a very advanced part of it. And if you're not, if you should not take all scholarships also, because there are many people who would actually benefited from that, and we should not actually block those seats. So make sure you know what you want to do, and then only take up those scholarships or those online courses that you want to pursue. This would save a lot of time for you, first thing, and also on a longer run, it will help you to have a stronger, deeper skill set in one technology. I hope that answers that question.
Yes, that answers the question. Thank you so much, Sayantika. So where can the people reach you?
So I am available on Twitter. I'm most active there, like every time active. So it's SAYABANIK. So that's my short and sweet Twitter handle. You can reach me out there.
Great. Thank you so much. I will tag you as well so that they can reach out to you. Especially, I know that you're very active in Django and other developer communities. So people are going to reach out to you.
Sure. Looking forward to it. Yeah.